time that it does that. So, okay, see there, it just did it just now. And let's, oh, see, it did it there again. So,
which way? Oh, yeah? Parking lot.
Hey guys, it's Alan, the Fireman 1028, and today I'm back with our 2025 KTM 390 Enduro R. And this is going to be an update to the Coober ECU and DeCat. You see my little DeCat right there. Yeah. So, you know, I mentioned it in the first ride with the DeCat that we still had a bit of a stalling issue. I'm not going to call it a flame out. I'm going to call it a stalling issue. And you know, when we did the off road, and I think a video to come with that, I noticed it quite a bit that we had a you know, a stalling issue at coming off of idle. So I reached out to Aaron, who is the CEO or president of Coober USA, and I mentioned you know, the concerns I had, and he said, hey, you know, let me reach out to the guys in Austria, and who actually, you know, write the tunes and everything else. And he said, I'll get back to you. So I got an email actually right before I was leaving to come down to a doctor's appointment. Whoa, you're lame, baby. And so he got back to me, and he said that he talked to the engineers in Austria, and that they noticed the same thing, that what was happening is that how the engine's designed, how efficient it is that some of the air fuel mixture for the next stroke was getting sucked out of the engine, being scavenged out of the engine. And it was not leaving enough fuel in the cylinder, which was causing the stall. Not necessarily a flame out. Flame out is an ignition issue. A stall is a not enough fuel air mixture issue. And he said it happened so intermittently that they really could not figure out how to tune it out. He said, so it is what it is. They can't tune it out. It's still, they noticed it with and without the tune. So it's just one of those things. It's just kind of the inherent design of the engine. Mirrors are the junkiest damn mirrors I've ever seen. It's just kind of the inherent design of the engine. There's really not much they can do to tune it out. While I had him, I also asked him about if Coober was going to be doing a standalone ECU, if the LM device was just kind of a you know, a patch, and he said no. That they did test a standalone ECU, replacement ECU flash, that changed all the parameters and outside of you know, not just closed loop, which is what a Lambda device does. But see, a little bit of throttle coming off, you're fine. And he said, really, no, there really wasn't any gains past what the LM device was offering. So it really wasn't worth any additional effort. They did develop it, and they had it installed, and it just was basically the same results that they were getting from the LM device, which again, like I said, it intercepts the lambda sensors, the O2 sensors, and it alters the signal coming from those, and that's what gives you the additional fuel. So he said no. He said they really didn't see any additional benefits that the LM device was providing. So they're like, it's fine as it is. And then, which was, I guess a little disappointing, because, the previous generation, which I have a 22 390. Now, I do not have a Coober ECU. I have a Fuel X Lite, which was at the time, it was a cheaper alternative. And for me, I wasn't looking for extra power. I was looking to fix the fueling issue, and the Fuel X Lite did the same. It did a great job. And again, same thing. It intercepts the O2 sensor and just adjusts those fueling maps for closed loop, which is lower RPM. Does nothing for higher RPM, which is open loop. So anyway, so like I said, while I had him on the, had his attention, I also asked him. I said, hey, okay, I have ordered a stage 2 DNA air filter kit. Now, if you don't know anything about DNA, it's a company out of India, and they've had a hold of this second generation of the 390 platform for a couple years now. One, they're all manufactured there, but two, the 390 Duke has this same engine in it. So their stage 2 system is their reusable air filter, but then you actually replace the air box lid with another filter, and it's all built in together. So it's not just a pre-filter, but it replaces the air box lid, which really opens up the air box to a lot more air coming into it. And I asked if the Coober LM device would be able to compensate for the additional airflow, and he said not only would it be able to compensate, it would actually also complement what the LM device is doing. And he talked to the engineers in Austria that they said that it might actually help or solve the stall out issue. So it'd be kind of interesting, and you would think that they had done their own testing with this, but apparently not. So what he wants me to do is that once I get the stage 2 in, let him know. Say, hey, call us back, give us some feedback, let us know, did that solve your stalling issue, and they assume that it will provide more horsepower. Like I said, you've got the additional fueling. You don't need any more fueling to compensate. So it's that should be in the next day or two, and when that does come in, then I'll give an update. I'll do an install on it, then I'll do an update. But like I said, the Coober products are fantastic products. And Aaron, like I said, Aaron is the CEO of the Coober USA. He's very knowledgeable about his products, and like I said, they got a really good support team back in Austria who work hand in hand with KTM. So I've been really impressed with their products. The DeCat has been great. There's no heat. This is an 80-something degree day, and I've been sitting in traffic. There's zero heat coming off this motorcycle, which is fantastic, which is awesome. Before, it was hot. You got two cats sitting right underneath of you, and just you're just burning up from the heat coming off those cats. Now there's none of it. It all goes right off the bat. We took the bikes off road. We had a really good off road ride this past Saturday at Carolina Adventure World. And besides for the stalling issue, the fueling was great. We did have we were bombing down this service road, and we were hitting some washouts, and it kept bumping the kickstand down, which of course was shutting the throttle off, which is actually just killing the ignition altogether, which was a bit annoying. So that's something we're going to have to address here in the near future. But I'll throw some footage up of of some of the stalls and just kind of show you. But like I said, overall, as an update, off-road, the DeCat and the Coober LM device were fantastic. On-road, as you can see here, they're great. Let me see if I can replicate the stall issue. So just a quick blip of the throttle. He said sometimes and it's so random. There's no set time that it does that. So okay, see there, it just did it just now. He said what happens is that too much of the next air fuel mixture gets sucked out of the cylinder, and there's not enough in there to combust, which is kind of odd. But it's it is what it is. And he said they just could not tune that out, mainly because they could not get it to replicate under a set of conditions. So so there's still that stalling issue, but it's not nearly as bad as what it was. Now, I did not have any flame out issues. Flame out's a whole different thing. Is when you don't have enough ignition to light the fuel air mixture. I'm thinking of the CRF 450L, awesome bike, but it had an incredible flameout issue that was only solved with an aftermarket ECU. This bike does not have that. It felt fine above idle. It's just at idle, it sucks the fuel out, and there's nothing left to burn. So, anyway, like I said, I thought I'd give that update. Again, this is just kind of a, not really a rambling, but just kind of a quick update. I just want to let you guys know what I found from Coober and what they talked about with their Austrian partners. So now that was in gear with the clutch in. Let's just do idle in neutral. So that's fine there. Now let's put it in gear and let's see I did it there again. So maybe it's just having that little bit of drag from the clutch is what caused it. So, maybe just having that little bit of drag, it just it doesn't have enough inertia to get to the next cycle. So that's what will cause that there. So, all right, guys. So like I said, that'll wrap it up. Again, this was just a pretty simple little update video, just on my findings and what I found by talking with Coober USA and them talking to their Austrian parent company. But like I said, thank you guys for watching. If you see anything that you like, comment, subscribe. The subscriptions mean a whole bunch to me, and that's going to wrap it up. So thank you guys. God bless. Roll Tide, and remember, tomorrow needs you. Thanks, guys.